Hello everyone, I've got what I feel is a pretty interesting box to review for you today. Everyone knows Birchbox as the monthly subscription service, sample subscription service for women and men, and they're just starting to branch out in some other areas as well. Of course, they started as a women's monthly sample box for $10 per month. They did a limited edition test box last November for men. They launched the standard Birchbox Man this April, and then this November they're doing what I can only assume is a test for Birchbox Home. They build this as limited edition Birchbox Home, and it went on their website in early November. I believe it is still available, and it is a large box of essentially full-size items for $58. So as opposed to, it's not a monthly subscription service, it's a one-time purchase. You know what you're getting. There's no survey to do with it as far as likes and dislikes, the way that you do when you do the standard Birchbox or Birchbox Man subscription monthly box. And again, it's a one-time thing. So it retails, they say all of the items retail for $140, and they charged $58 for it. So I'll give you a rundown of everything that is included in that, and also, of course, my opinion on the products and just the overall value of that. So I apologize if I'm a little shaky here, but I'm going to be moving around a little more than normally in these videos. So just to show you, it came in a large box with a smaller box and a smaller box inside of it. I felt like it was a Russian nesting doll of boxes. But so we've got here, you can see it's pretty large, the limited edition Birchbox Home flip-top cardboard box. Then we have this box here. I'd say it's sort of like a large shoebox size. This is the lid from that. It's actually very nice. It's textured. It's sort of like embossed. It's not just a print. It actually has a texture to like a pressed sort of embossing on the box with the Birchbox logo. And then we've got the large box here of sample, or not of samples, of full-size products. Now the thing with this is, like the Birchbox Man limited edition box, this Birchbox Home limited edition box, they obviously, because you're paying $58 versus your standard 10 or 20, they're telling you exactly what you're getting. And in fact, for this, they offered two different boxes, very slightly different. One box, they had all the same products except for two items. In one box, you would choose a high-quality sort of artisanal sugar, and in the other box, you would choose a fancy designer deck of playing cards. I chose the sugar because I thought it was a better value. The actual worth of the cost of the sugar is more than the playing cards. I've already got playing cards, and I figured I didn't need, sort of a designer deck of playing cards, because really, how often do you play them? I bought the last ones before a hurricane recently, so it's not something that I needed all the time. But the idea of this box is entertaining, so you could see why they would include it. I do think that they should have just maybe charged 60 or 62, a little bit more, and included all of the items, or maybe drop something else. It just would make more sense. I thought it was a little weird that you're doing an order and you're ordering either the sugar box or the card box, because really, the box would do well to have both items in it. Across the board. So we'll just dig right in. At first, all these products were wrapped up more in bubble wrap and really packaged well, but of course I dug into them when I received this right before Thanksgiving, so I guess almost 2 weeks ago I received this. And so, see, I like to make a mess of things, don't I? Definitely do not want to knock this stuff around. Okay, I think we are good. So it comes first with a nice envelope here. That is limited edition Birchbox Home. The collection has everything you need for a season's worth of entertaining. Don't worry, we've included plenty of tips and inspiration. Go on, start celebrating. So it's got a really nice little collection of heavy cardstock of tips and tricks for how you use all the products in the box. So first up, we've got the listing of everything that's in the box. So we'll go through that together. But then they also have, just I'll sort of run through these. They've got season, and this tells you how to, like, recipes to make with the food items that are included. They've got one that is make, and it's how to actually make napkins out of something in here. Entertain, which just gives you tips from professional party people, they say. Event designers and floral company owners and, confection people, confectionery owners. Prep work. Tips there, play, of course this would be the playing cards, or just fun little, this one actually is music, so some of the staffers gave their suggestions for a playlist, and then this is just a sort of an ad that you can purchase more of these. Cheers, you can purchase more of the products. So, a cute idea, again, not something that was necessary, but just a fun little way to make it more special. All of these little tips and tricks cards. But the one we're focusing on, of course, is this here, which will tell us everything that is in the box. So let's first go with prep. So we've got 3 things with prep: Birchbox recipe cards, core bamboo Paris utensil set, and a quirky stem. One other thing I wanted to mention that is great about Birchbox is anything you purchase full size from their store, which of course, you get your subscription boxes and they want you to purchase the full size items of these samples that you get. Anything you purchase through the store aside from your standard monthly box, you earn points. I believe it's something like, I think it's 1 point per $1, 1 point, I believe is how it works out. And the good thing about it is 100 points equals $10 in the store. So essentially it's like you're getting 10% off of everything you purchase. Every 100 you spend, you earn 10, which is easy to spend that much. The other with those full-size items. The other thing though is that when you do the monthly boxes, if you do simple, quick 2-minute reviews of each of the items you get, you also receive 10 points for that. So say 1 month you get 6 items, the next month you get 4 items. Over 2 months, do your 10 reviews, get 100 points, and you've earned $10 to spend in the store. So I've been doing that since I started the Birchbox Man program in April, and I had 400 and something points accumulated or accrued. And so for this box, which was $58, I had $40 of Birchbox points to put towards it. So I only ended up paying $18 plus shipping, which was a reasonable, I think maybe $7 or $8 for this, very large box. It came very quickly, I think 2 or 3 days via UPS ground. But it really worked out for me that I only paid $18, and on top of that, I earned 18 points with that $18 towards my next Birchbox points reward. So really, they've got a great system worked out as far as customer appreciation and their points program. I just wanted to say that as far as the price. So everything that I'm sort of relating to the value of the box is a little different for me than someone who paid $60. I may not have been quite as impressed if I had paid $60. But I paid $25 with shipping, which made this truly a steal for me. So that being said, getting into it. So most of these products are companies that you may have heard of. Dean and DeLuca, well maybe not, maybe just Dean and DeLuca is the only one that I had probably heard of. And then they also have some products in here that are sort of Birchbox originals, which I don't love. I feel like it's some of the cheaper things in here are the Birchbox originals, but it kind of makes sense why they do it. Sort of the filler items, or the tracks you might skip if it was a CD kind of thing. So first up is Birchbox recipe cards. It says here we've given you a head start with recipes from 3 of our favorite food bloggers. So that would be, if I can do this without throwing everything on the floor, hopefully. Okay, that would be this item here. So it is Birchbox recipe cards, set of 12, including recipes from 3 of our favorite food bloggers. I haven't opened these yet. They're cute. They're a little artist for them. I guess they commissioned to make these little postcards that are recipe cards, notes, ingredient instructions, serves, prep time, total time. But, I mean, it's a cute idea. I could see maybe if you were having a dinner party, since this is all about hosting, if you were having a dinner party and you had something that you made and people wanted the recipe, you could maybe write it out on here and pass it out to them. But I mean, I don't think anybody in this day and age really is carrying a recipe box. Maybe someone will do it as a gift for people sometimes. That's nice, but most of the time I think folks are doing them digitally, on their iPad, on the computer, searching on their phone, and just cooking from there. So this is something that, while sort of charming, is not particularly useful to me. But, still, it's a nice little pack-in item. The next one on here is the core bamboo Paris utensil set of 3. And it says, for getting every last bit of batter, dip, or sauce in the bowl. And this is one of the items that, for me, I feel like really helps make the box super valuable. I think the retail on this, I should have looked this all up. In fact, maybe I can quickly while I'm chattering away here. The value of everything that's in the box. The core bamboo spatula set individually retails for $15. So it's bamboo, which bamboo, if you haven't had bamboo cooking utensils, it holds up really well. It doesn't absorb water the way that wood does, so it's not going to split. I've got a wooden or a bamboo spatula from Williams-Sonoma that I've had for probably 6 or 7 years, and it's in great condition. I use it, a few times a week. And of course, silicone, everyone knows, is sort of the best thing, the best new material in a kitchen over the past 20 years because it withstands crazy high temperatures and it doesn't really wear the same way that plastic would. And so it just says here, classic silicone utensils, core bamboo, and it's a $15 value. So that's great. You've got a medium, a small, and a larger spatula. So that's pretty good. And the next thing on the prep, trio of items here is the quirky stem. So I'm going to have to move some things here to get into that. Quirky stem. So quirky, if you watch the Birchbox Man videos, or if you subscribe to Birchbox Man, quirky is a really interesting startup company. It's sort of similar to like a Kickstarter, where folks have ideas for little inventions or gadgets, not necessarily electronic gadgets, but just like industrial design or things that they've engineered for products that they want to have built that they can't do it on their own. And it's sort of crowdsourcing, and people get to pitch in money to be an investor in the product. They get to pitch in ideas on pricing, colors, things like that. And depending what you, what sort of you throw in as far as the pricing, you then end up getting the product if it comes to fruition. So it's a really interesting company, and so it's called Quirky right there, Quirky. And that is, they've had a few items in the Birchbox Man boxes. So, sorry I'm rambling here. This is really crazy. I haven't used it yet, but it's very interesting. It's called the Citrus Spritzer. Spray citrus directly from your fruit. Now they say an ingenious way to add citrus to any dish, salad, fish, get creative. Literally what you do, there are teeth in here, you just pop this thing into a full non-cut up, non-sliced piece of citrus, whether it's lime, lemon, whatever, and it sprays juice directly from there. So I'll just pop it out of the packaging to show you. It's one of those things where you wonder, on one hand, how did someone think of it, and on the other hand, you think, why didn't I think of that? But it is, you just like pop it into your fruit, and it's got a little spritzer there, and you spritz from there. So I haven't used it yet, but I'm excited to use it. I think it's really cool. It's something I probably wouldn't have bought, but it's, a $5 or $10 item that if you're at Bed Bath & Beyond, you might grab just because it's cool, or it's certainly it's sort of a little stocking stuffer. The retail value on that one is $4.99. And then just to show you on the Quirky, it shows here that there's the inventor, where he's from, and that there were 323 influencers that sort of brought the product to life. So pretty cool. Check out Quirky if you're not familiar with it, and check out the Citrus Spritzer, which is ingenious, really kind of interesting. Alright, then we move on to season, and it's not season like the seasons of the year, it's season as in season your food. And there are two really nice high quality products. First up is Dean & DeLuca Dried Rosemary. It is a tin, and it reads on here, deeply aromatic herbs from New York's iconic gourmet store, ideal for holiday cooking. So of course it is just your, it's dried rosemary. So basic, but nice high quality products from Dean & DeLuca. So that's great to have. And then the next one is, I think it's going to be a love or hate for most people. I tend to really enjoy truffles. Not chocolate truffles, but truffles, the fungus or the mushroom that is from France that grows underground, that they have, I don't know if it's hogs or pigs that find the truffles. A lot of it's been sort of a trend in food over the past 10 years or so, but it's a very sort of rare seasonal item that has a very, very intense, somewhat like mushroom flavor, but you use just a tiny amount in like macaroni and cheese dishes or as a topper on many sort of savory dishes. And what we have here is Sabatino & Co. Roma Truffle and Sicilian Sea Salt. It says sprinkle the savory salt on everything from popcorn to roast potatoes. And I'll show you here. So that is Sabatino & Co. Roma Salt, Truffle and Sicilian Sea Salt. And you can see the chunks, the sea salt with tiny little shavings of the truffles. It's black truffle. and it says aroma, so I guess maybe there's truffle oil added to there. And it says Sicilian sea salt is mixed with dried summer truffles. Feel free to use the seasoning. Any recipe calls for salt, including marinades, dressings, corn on the cob, french fries, steak, and popcorn. Sky's the limit with truffle salt. And I believe they have a popcorn recipe with the rosemary and the truffle salt on those cards I showed you from the beginning. So I haven't opened this yet. It's, you know, like a fancy pop top, and then you can shake. I don't know if you want to shake through those huge holes, though. This has such a crazy intense aroma that it was originally wrapped up in bubble wrap, and I could smell it through the box. And I've kept this in a spare room, and just walking in the room with this in the two boxes, you can smell it. So hopefully that kind of will dissipate, because it's almost a little off-putting how intensely scented that is. And then the values on those two items, as I just pull up Birchbox here. The rosemary, I believe, comes in a set of 3 herbs for $15, so essentially a $5 value there for the rosemary, or I'm sorry, it's 4 herbs for $15, so not quite. And then the truffle sea salt retails for $20.50, so, and that's 2.5 ounces of the salt with truffles. Moving on, sorry, I should be referencing the card here. Moving on to entertain, we've got 3 items here. First one is Antica, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correctly. I believe it's Italian. Antica Farmacista Prosecco Home Ambience Fragrance. And it says, adds a gorgeous scent to your entire home, no matches necessary. So it is an aroma diffuser, or a reed diffuser, which I'm familiar with, but I've never used before. And this says, Le Fragrance d'Ambiente, is that what it says? Yes, Ambiente, Antica Farmacista Prosecco. And it says there, petite size for a petite space. And let's read what it says. Place reed bundle into the bottle and invert to the reeds to experience a constant, beautiful scent. 3.4 fluid ounces from Antica Farmacista. I haven't opened this yet because it is sealed, and it's sort of like a cork stopper here, and I don't want to put that in there until I'm ready to actually use it. I'm not sure where I want to use it yet. But Prosecco, I assume it's going to be very nice, sort of a champagne, you know, citrusy sort of scent, you know, room fragrance, which, you know, obviously for my channel, I love everything fragranced. So I'm excited for that. And then it has here the, let's slip through the box, just the standard reed diffusers that you've seen before with other products like that. So you just open that, set them in there, and the aroma comes out the reeds, and then you flip them to keep them sort of moving along. And that retails for $25. That's for a 100 ml bottle of it, and this, I believe, is 100 mils. So great value right there, $25 for that. And it comes in other scents as well. I have the Prosecco. I'm not sure if every box has Prosecco, but they also have Noble Fir, Pomegranate and Currant, and one that they're calling Aqua. So, but I think everyone got Prosecco in the box. So that is the first for entertain. The second 2 for entertain are the ones that I'm a little bit less impressed with, that I could do without, that I'm not sure, you know, there's really not that much value to them. But first is Birchbox branded chalkboard place cards, set of 4. We love these reusable modern place cards. It's a cute idea. If you're having a dinner party for 4, that's a pretty small dinner party, but, you know, it happens. But it's just, the thing with the Birchbox items, it's interestingly thought out, or it's interesting ideas, but their execution is not always perfect. So it's like a really kind of sort of cheap feeling little plastic box that they're in. It's very sort of like, you know, handmade here. Just sort of, it feels thrown together like they didn't choose the right ingredients, or not ingredients, but the right, you know, packaging. It's clear that it was sort of in-house, I guess. But that being said, it's cute little, they almost seem like they're literally handmade, little tiny wooden place cards that have been painted with a chalkboard paint. So they just sit right there, and you get 4 of them. In fact, one of mine broke. Oh, see, like I said, cheaply made. I can reglue that, but again, you know, not the best thing you want to get, you know, when you're trying to get a new product going. And then just a piece of chalk to write someone's name on there, and I assume they are reusable. And I don't know if they even sell those in the store. Let's see, I think they do. It says chalkboard place cards. It says here, I guess this is a set of 4. It's currently out of stock. It says $15. I don't know, I'm not going to be presumptuous to assume that Birchbox HQ folks watch my video, but if for some reason they would, that's kind of stupid. Let's be honest, that's ridiculous. I mean, if you're getting 4 of them, for $15, that's not really a good value, especially if they break that easily and there's no real presentation to them. You wouldn't even want to give that as a gift because it's just, there's no label, it doesn't say what it is. That's kind of, for me, I think it's kind of silly. And the other thing in Entertain is Birchbox cocktail napkins. It says class up your next party with these graphic herringbone napkins, which is nice. But you get, I don't know what, again, I don't know what party you're having, because you get, is it like maybe 10 napkins? And they kind of, if anyone has gotten napkins from IKEA, there's like the small cocktail napkins. That's what they seem like. They're just sort of like, you know, you could get 100 of them for $2 at IKEA. And yeah, the pattern is nice, but again, IKEA has them like that too. So those two things are sort of like, to me, they're in there because they pump up, you know, the supposed value of the box. They say they sell their napkins, the exclusive napkins, for $5 for a 10 count. Again, I mean, they're cloth napkins that you're going to throw away. I cannot imagine that anyone wants to pay 50 cents per napkin. So it's kind of in there to make the box seem like it's worth more money. So certainly I would never recommend anyone purchase spend $20 on some chalkboards and 10 napkins. So, you know, if by chance anyone from Birchbox is checking this out, I think that you need to sort of, you know, kind of build it for yourself and ask yourself if you really think that's worth it, because I don't. But again, I still bought the box, so what can I do? The last two things on here, we've got make and then play. So first, make. It says, P.S. I made this DIY do-it-yourself kit. Everything you need to create one-of-a-kind fabric napkins, gift tags, and more. Alright, so let's get a little more info on those. And I thought there was, yeah, there's something else in there as well. So the DIY, P.S. I made this, is a company that's, the company name is P.S. I made this. And I'm not sure, I don't think that they sell those directly on Birchbox, but what you've got here is a fun little, as I carefully, I'll move over here, move with me to open this. It's a little kit, it's sort of like do-it-yourself craft kit, which is cute. Not sure if I'll actually do it or how incredibly useful it is, but it's fun as far as, you know, entertaining and giving you ideas for ways to really, you know, make your dinner parties or just entertaining with friends fun and unique. And so they give you instructions on one of those original cards that I showed you for how to sort of craft your own napkins. So you've got, oops, excuse me, that's my timer for my laundry. You've got thin, like really thin cloth napkins that are much more decorative than actually, I think they rip apart there. They're not so much, you know, I don't know, they're really missing me with all the napkins they've included. So they've got the cheap paper napkins and then just a thin, a nice, maybe even linen, I'm not sure, napkin, and you get, I guess, what is that? It's going to be 4, I know it's blowing you out with the visual there, just 4 napkins. And what they include in the little kit here is you've got a set of Sharpie metallic markers, you've got a soft metallic gold paint, twine, little purple twine, they call trendy tape, which I guess is edging. It says just self-adhesive tape, and then a little tulip dauber. So it's like kind of something you get at, you know, Michael's or craft store, and they give you little instructions on how to decorate your own napkins. So it's cute. Again, not something that I think most people will really find all that useful, but when it's something that's thrown in the box like this, if you're giving this box as a gift, it's a fun kind of pack-in item. You know, kind of like when you get earbuds with an iPhone. They're not what you're there for, but you're glad you have them. So that is all we get from the Entertain, or the Make. I'm sorry, we also have Paperless Post, a company name, greeting cards. It says festive cards from our favorite on and offline stationer, plus an offer to design your own. Oh, and these are the gift cards as far as the craft kit. I mean, again, this is where they get a little cheap. It's literally just a piece of thick cardstock. These aren't perforated or cut. You just have to cut them yourself, and unless you have a super steady hand or a die cut machine, they're not going to look that great. So, whatever. Anyhow, the cards, as we move over here. So it says here, visit paperlesspost.com to design top quality custom stationery to send online or in the mail, greeting cards, invitations, Paperless Post, and then I think they give you a code here as far as getting like a 20% discount on your order at Paperless Post. And they just include 2 cards just random. But that's, you know, you can always use a plain greeting card. This one is Love, Laughter, Eggnog, and it's just like a postcard, large postcard. And the next one is I thought it was an actual card, but no, just Warm Wishes. So it's cute, you know, little kind of like Etsy art greeting cards that are a nice, you know, high quality greeting card or postcard, paperlesspost.com. So that's included. Getting down to the nitty gritty here. Just want to check here to see if I can give you a value on any of those. The cotton napkin rolls. This is kind of crazy. The cotton napkin roll, so that was that there before the little Sharpies were included on it. They claim that the cotton napkin roll, it says semi-disposable napkins that can be laundered and reused up to 6 times. When you're done, toss them in the recycling bin on a perforated roll, so you need to just tear away. I'm not sure how many you get 25 napkins for $28. Kind of an interesting idea. It's nicer than paper towels, more expensive than paper towels at almost $1 a piece. So I guess that's what, like a, you know, $3 value right there for the cotton semi-disposable napkins. And the one other thing that I'm missing here telling you is the paperless post greeting cards. So again, I'm not sure the value of those. It's just 2 cards, so, you know, what, a couple of dollars or something. And then the last item is listed here as play, and this is where you would get either the Jonathan Adler playing cards, or in this case, the Chambre de Sucre, again, don't yell at me for the accent, rainbow sugar crystals. So I got that because I think they're valued at 14 and the cards were 10. I didn't need the cards. I would use the sugar. It seemed interesting, like little rainbow sugar crystals. But it's not really, it doesn't go in the whole, you know, prep, season, entertain, make, and play. You're not really playing with sugar. It's more into the seasoning. It says, add a little whimsy to your coffee service or give homemade cookies a fairy tale finish. So it sounds cute, but to be honest, I'm not that impressed with them. Not to sound like, you know, negative Nelly over here. But so you get, it says, epilogue, tea for you, sugar, chambre de sucre, gourmet sugar. And so it's just rainbow sugar. You get... what is it, 6 ounces of sugar, and they're like a heavy, you know, thick, like a rock salt almost sugar crystal. But as far as rainbow sugar crystals, it's like, there are what, like 2,000 little grains in here, and maybe 50 of them are colored. Like, as far as, if you're getting a rainbow sugar crystals, you'd expect them to be a lot more colored than that. So, kind of disappointed in that. I suppose I'll use them. I don't know exactly what for, but that's supposedly a $14 value, so... Again, I think you have to be a little bit, you know, loose with your change if you're going to spend $14 on sugar like that. But whatever, it was part of the fun box. So again, yeah, so that's the overall view. And again, if you didn't choose the sugar, you would get the, I'm going to try to go here, it's not going to happen, the Jonathan Adler playing cards. Which are a cool design. That would actually make more sense if they would have just sort of forced you to get those, I think. But again, whatever. I'm trying not to be so negative with everything I do here. So just a quick, again, overview of the box. You can decide for yourself what you think of the value. I'd actually be interested, and maybe the Birchbox people would be interested as well, to see what you folks think as far as the value or what, you know, what else you'd like to see in the box. I'm actually not sure off the top of my head. I don't know if this is a test that they're sort of running to see if they want to do Birchbox Home as a monthly or maybe quarterly box service. I'm not sure what I would pay for it. It depends. Like if I was getting things like the citrus spritzer, the utensils, the really nice quality sea salt, and Dean and DeLuca herbs, I might pay 15 or 20 a month, or maybe 25 every 2 months or something like that to get it. But if they're gonna pump up the value with their cheap chalkboard place things and their napkins, I wouldn't be so much into it. That said, I like the idea of them giving sort of everything you need to entertain. You've got the things to make your place smell nice, make your food, add flavoring to your food, put out some cute napkins, some little place cards, things like that. I like the ideas behind it. It's just I don't think they executed that as well as they should have, especially if they're charging $60 for everything you see here. But again, just the overview. So you've got the recipe cards, the utensils, the stem. I won't run through everything. You can check it out at birchbox.com/home if you want. But for me, overall, I would say the value came in the silicone utensils. I liked getting the corky stem there. The rosemary was nice, the sea salt with the truffle, the Prosecco scented fragrance diffuser, and that's probably it as far as what I think it was really worthwhile in here for me. So it could have been a $35 box and not been so, you know, so wide of an arc of things. Maybe they should just focus on just give us a box for prep, or just give us a box for season, or just give us a box for entertain, and then, you know, make it the best of best in those small things. Don't go so crazy wide with it. But that's just my recommendation of what they should do. But as far as the presentation, I mean, it was beautifully packaged. It really does, you know, it is fun the way they give you all of the instructions and their tips in the nice envelope with all the cards here that you see as far as how to do everything. So again, I may have come off a little negative in the review here, but it was still fun. If it came out again at $60, I don't think I would buy it at $60, but if I was impressed with the items, or there were things in there that I wanted, and, you know, if my budget allowed for it that month, I probably would jump on it if it was, you know, if it was something this good or better again. But it was totally worth it for me paying the $18 using my Birchbox points. So that said, if you have any questions about anything Birchbox, anything you see here, please let me know below. I'd be happy to give you a little more in-depth feedback on anything that once I use it here. And I'd like to hear what you think. Is this something that you're interested in? Do you like this sort of assortment of items or not? Let me know. So I've rambled on enough here. We made it a 30-minute video. But I hope you understand, since it was sort of a unique limited edition item here that was pretty you know, in-depth with all the items. So I wanted to really show you everything that came with it and how they did it. So again, any questions, hit me up below. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care.